So today we have pretty much possibly a one-of-a-kind Jackson Dinky that was made in Japan in the 90s. It might be a Jackson Fusion neck and a different Chlorine Burst Pro model body. I've owned this guitar for a very long time, since my senior year of high school, and I wanted to document it before I get rid of it. This thing has a Seymour Duncan JB and a Seymour Duncan 59 set, great pickups, has a coil split in the tone knob, a DiMarzio three-way switch, like what they have in some of the Ibanez and John Petrucci models, and then just your normal volume. So we're going to check out both these pickups in various sounds, while I also split some of the pickups from time to time as well. So I've owned this guitar for many years. I wanted to document it because I'm actually letting it go to upgrade to other gear. But I've had it for a long time. I've played it a lot, but at the same time, it's also sat. So it's time to get rid of it for something that I'm really going to be playing. I replaced the pickups on this a few years back to have the DiMarzio John Petrucci switch and a coil split in the tone so I could have some nice single coil sounds. I liked the idea of having a coil split sound, so that's definitely why I put that in there. I like how the bar can flutter. That's a huge plus. I really like it when bridges can bounce. This is a Jackson Pro bridge where when you actually install the strings, you tighten the Allen key over here instead of behind the fine tuners. It kind of lifts up the bridge, so some people may not think that's comfortable. I never really had much of a problem with it, but it is somewhat noticeable. These Seymour Duncans are just a perfect set of pickups. If you're not sure what to get, it doesn't hurt just to start with these or even just have them. I definitely recommend having a JB and a 59 set in any guitar you have, at least one. I don't even mind having it in several. Like, this is such a great set. They're so reliable for like a good metal tone. It's a hot pickup and it has sustain. I like that. This guitar actually is probably one of a kind because they came out with a body pro model that was just this chlorine burst with a three-way selection knob instead of a blade, a tone, and a volume. But it had a rosewood fingerboard, and I think it was unbound, with a reverse headstock and a maple neck, where it looks like this is the neck of a Jackson Fusion that has pearl in the headstock and ebony fretboard bound, and then pearl inlays into the guitar. So the scale length is actually 24.75 instead of the 25.5 scale that's usually on every Jackson. It's intonated too. I brought it to a tech who made sure the neck was fit up properly because I bought it from that store a few years prior, and I noticed there was something off over here on the intonation, and they ended up fixing it. Now it plays like a dream. No problems there. I ended up having the screws for pickup rings with these Duncans, so instead of getting rid of these screws which fit the pickup ring, I just used longer screws for the cavity and didn't drill holes for pickup rings because I didn't think it was necessary. So the screws are actually a bit long, but it never bothered me because they're not sticking out past the routing. I really bought this guitar for the neck. This is a perfect Jackson neck. It's super flat. It's one of the thinnest necks I've ever played. Just that very thin D shape, unfinished. It's built very well. The binding's nice. It's pretty intact. It even has that area where you can store your Allen wrenches right behind the headstock. Just regular standard Jackson tuners. These made in Japan Jackson necks that are bolt-on, they don't really make these anymore. Especially like how close they are to the USA models. If you bought a USA Dinky, this is pretty much the neck you're going to get. but this was on a Japanese model, and I guess the fusion guitars came out in the early 90s, I think, or mid 90s, one of the two. I don't know if this neck was off of a fusion guitar, but I'm led to believe so because the neck profile. So since the scale length is 24.75, I'm kind of led to believe this is off of a Jackson Fusion guitar. What I do know is this neck was made in Japan, this body was made in Japan, this is a Japanese guitar. I've had some good times with this, but also like not so good. Like it was a pain when the intonation wasn't right, and it originally had some pickups that I hated, so I had to get rid of them. But once I got rid of them and got these Duncans in there, I really liked it. But for a while, this thing's been sitting in a case, and it really shouldn't be. It should be played, and I should play it more often. I just don't, so that's why I decided to part with it for something soon that I'll get that I'll play a lot more. So when I bought it, it had a little chip here. It's a used guitar, like it's going to happen. It originally had this sticker on here, so I just left it on there. I'm like, okay. It has a chip here. And the body for this, the serial number, I wanted to document this guitar, is 503576. And I don't know if the camera can catch it, but this neck is a little bit flamed. And I can't tell if the camera can tell. But it's a great neck. I got this guitar my senior year of high school, and I kind of had it towards the end of being there, and I'd bring it occasionally. Yeah, it's been with me for a really long time. And so have others, but they've come and gone, and some I've definitely held on to. This is just one that it's time to upgrade. Back then, I didn't have as cool a stuff as I do now, so it'll be worth to... I hope whoever bought this is going to treat it nicely and play it. Ever since the tech fixed the intonation problem, this thing plays like a dream. So I really have no complaints on it. This thing is a very high-end instrument, in my opinion. The way it's built, the way it's constructed, the way it sounds, this is definitely a playing machine. And, you know, go Jackson.